gonna work, so bear with me for a minute. It's just really weird that I had an unzipping sound and you couldn't see what my hands were doing. But I was getting on a tripod just in case I needed to use the 920 as well, which I don't think there's gonna be a reason to use, but because you can kind of see everything on the table here. Hi, everybody. Happy Sunday or Monday, depending on where you are, or late Saturday, maybe. I don't know about that one. I'm far away this time because I need room to build stuff. I don't know if this is the best view to work at or not. I really don't. Yeah, we'll see when we get started. First of all, can you hear me? Because I'm a little bit further away from the microphone than usual. Yes. Okay. Thank you, Katsumi. Katsumi. There we go. What's the best place to look at this? Got a couple different things going. I got the chat on over there. Thank you, Rivertam. Thank you, Vagabooty. Thank you, HC Blue. The tier 2 sub, HC Blue. And thank you, Krya. I know it's wrong. I'm going to keep saying it. No, I don't. I'm sorry. Hold on. I can look it up. Thank you, Llama. I can't. You got to tell me like a bunch of times in short succession, and then I'll get it. But like once a month, I don't have a chance. Hold on a second. I've got a dog scratching its way in. Emma. Up here. There you go. I'll be in frame. I'm so sorry, Llama. I'm so sorry. I don't mean to fail you. Thank you, Stanley. Ah, your message was deleted. What was it? I can fix it. Hold on. Nightbot didn't want to... No, this was not the goal. Nightbot didn't like it. It's okay. It's okay. Nightbot, take it easy. Boy, Nightbot's on point tonight. Doesn't want anybody talking caps. Just yelling. Thank you, Nix, for the tier 2 sub. Are you boo-boo-booing over there, headset? Did it just fall asleep? I think it did. Being able to hear would be good. Alright, hold on. Sorry. Thank you, library and a teacup. There it goes, it woke up again. I wonder if it detects heads and how I don't have one in it. Thank you, Katie. Thank you, Rosie Rocks. Thank you, Shady Katie. Let me see my... Okay, good. I have 10 caps only. I've just kind of got this set over here so I can still kind of hear it without having to wear it, because I don't want to turn the speaker on because then you'd feedback to the microphone. Thank you, Fire Panda Disco Bear. Alright, so this was a... and I have not forgotten the one I still owe from last year. I know, I suck. I'm doing my best. Promise. Thank you. Oh my god, it's Mikey. Just hopped over to Jeremy's stream. Oh, hi. How's Jeremy doing? So this is an Extra Life 2018 stretch goal. I still owe one from 2017. I will get it, I swear. But just to, as this was one that I could keep going, keep moving, keep things popping out so that we can not be down to the wire again this year. This is the first one of the 2018 goal. I'm going to build Lego. Jack has done this a lot. Feel free to hit me with questions and stuff while we're doing this, because I imagine it's going to be a lot of just clicky clacks. Otherwise, thank you, Dr. Cena. David Cage game streams. I love them. Looking for this media RTX made by. Aw, thank you so much. And thank you, Glorious Imperative. We do have a choice here to make at the beginning, so it's 5 individual lions. If you don't know what Voltron is, first go learn what Voltron is, and then come back. Thank you, Offside Headshot. But this is basically my childhood in a box here. Thank you, Slayer of Worlds. 10-year-old me would have not been able to afford it. Dibs on the right Lego. Thank you, Kayla. Thank you, Savage Okami. Thank you, Nissa. So just spring break, right? Huh? I don't know what that means. 21-year-old making it for. Sorry, Liz. Anyway, the decision we got to make here, though, is since it's 5 lions that then form together into Voltron, we got to pick which lion to start with. So I'll take suggestions on that. I would say we should save the black one for last, though. I'm not even entirely sure how long this will take. It may be more than the work of more than one day. Tiny knife. Thank you, Nissa. Tiny knife. Good for cutting. Tiny tape. Okay, I'm seeing every color of the rainbow, including some that don't exist. Like yellow. You made that up. Thank you, Desire Sensor. Red Lion. Thank you. It's Death Rider. Glad you could be here. First, let's unpack the box. Let's see what we got. Alright. Looks like a yellow lion. Oh my god. Thank you, Linder. That's a good question. I'm hoping the kids are asleep, but we'll see. This is actually something that's kind of special for me right now because Lego's one of those rare joys as a kid that you don't realize and you kind of lose touch with. Thank you, Silent Sniper. And then suddenly you get to do it with your kids, and it's fun watching them do it, but it's so hard not to touch it and want to do it yourself. You gotta let them do it, though. So you have to hold yourself back and let them actually figure out how to do it. This is the instruction booklet for this. It's heavy. Thank you, Goldie. Hold on, probably a lot of crackle to this, but I'll try and get that out of the way. That'll be the trash pile for now. We got the stickers that I just immediately dropped. Oh my gosh, each one has its own individual book, which is not short. Yellow, blue. There's the black one, which actually has a thick spine. Oh, thank you, HC Blue. Votes for the blue line. I saw several blues. We could do blue. And then the last one is just how to make it into Voltron, I think. Where is the dog? Emma has somehow managed to be exactly behind me. I'm sure she'll wander around, or Eli won't. Oh. These are also the original... Thank you, Big W. These are the original Voltron cast members. Once Lance dies. Spoiler. Thank you, HFX Runner, in the original crew. Oh shit, no, Lance is right there. Who dies? I thought it was Lance. And then Princess Allura takes over. This is the OG Voltron, not the modern one, so that's not a spoiler for anything recent. Thank you, Fangirl Jade and the Queen Muffin Fluff. Sven, I'm sorry, not Lance, Sven dies. Boy, that was, not only was it a spoiler, it was not a spoiler because it was wrong. Thank you, Trix. Book for the Giant Millennium Falcon. It's a novel with spiral binding. Goodness gracious. Alright. Sure, we'll start with blue. Why not blue? If we can find blue in here. You know, we'll keep the stuff out of the way. That looks like... Thank you, RLB. Aha, blue. No, wait. Is it, though? It says 2 on here, but this package says 4. Come back. I wonder if these are all mixed. What is a Voltron? Someone tell Katie what childhood's like. Oh my gosh. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of crinkle crackle in this stream. Or at least at the beginning here. Thank you, Spring! So my mom spent about 1,000 on Legos. Oh my goodness. All the Harry Potter stuff. Wow. Thank you, MJ. Haven't seen Voltron either. Oh my gosh. There's a new Voltron series on Netflix. Yeah, there we go. Nice Star Dragon mentioned it. I've seen some of the first season. I haven't finished it yet, though. Michael's been watching it. He says it's really good. So that's all of it. Eventually, this becomes a Voltron. Alright, let's take a look here. Is Voltron Captain Planet's universe? Not that I'm aware of. Alright. So, to make the blue lion, it is actually parts from 3 of these bags. We need number 4, number 5, and 6. So, there we go, 4, 5, and 6. I'm guessing that some of that will be overlap. Let's see how much of this I can put up to the side for the time being. Thank you, Megan. Actually, Sven didn't die. He was taking the labor camps on planet Drool because he does end up with the other princess of the show, Allure's cousin. Does he? See, we only ever had access to a few of the... This is how old it is. It was VHS. We only had access to, like, the first few of the VHS. So there's a lot of the Voltron story that I probably never got to see. Robotech's the same way. I took until I got older and actually bought the books to find out what happened in that show. Thank you, Level 0. Here we go. The first cascade of parts. I went and bought this little table today, actually. It looks exactly like the table that I used to do the bacon pancakes, and it is. I bought another one because the other one is now holding a table saw, which I didn't realize until today. So, all right. So, and then we got a couple little sub bags in here. Let's spread these out. I'm not gonna be one of those people that just organizes all the pieces, and that's just too much. You're taking it too seriously at that point. You're not having enough fun if you sit there and separate all the pieces. The knife doesn't go with it, though. That doesn't belong. Thank you, James Dog. Does the office still smell like bacon jam? Well, after the we had a unboxing stream on Friday, which went horribly wrong when all the internet at the office died. Thank you, HC. Aw, HC Blue. Thank you so much for gifting all those subs. That's really awesome of you. We're all blue for you. And welcome to the Madhouse. Yeah, no, after the unfortunate end of the stream the other day, you may remember that during the stream, multiple stink bombs were gifted, much to the dismay of everyone that has to work there. And Jeff can't help himself because he's a monster. So, it smells kind of stinky. Not as bad as it used to, because it also got Febrezed a bit, but it wasn't good. Wasn't good. So, basically, I'm going to tell you this: if you send us stink bombs, here's what's going to happen. Jeff gets a hold of them. He gets 1 or 2 of them off, and then we steal them and throw them away immediately. They go into the trash. Most of them he never even sees, and we destroy before he touches them. So, I can almost guarantee you that if you send us a stink bomb, it will go in the trash without Jeff ever seeing it or using it. Because we all know he can't control himself. So, I'm telling you now, you're wasting your money. Thank you, Zala. Boo. Not worth it. Because it is just gross. It's not good in any way. It just drives you out of the room. Makes you not want to be there. Okay. I don't really have like a plan for this other than just put it together. Some people think a lot about it and they get to, take a look at how they want to sort it out and do all that mess. Just go flip it over when it says flip it over and stick it where it says stick it. Just have a good time with it, because they're so cathartic to just build Lego, especially when no one's bugging you. No, that's what it is. I'm missing that part. Okay. This is honestly just so relaxing after the day to just sit here and just stick plastic pieces together and not have to. Kids are amazing. They're wonderful, but they're kids, and watching them do tasks that adults can do easily is sometimes frustrating because you know that you could just knock that right out. But you can't do that. You can't do that because then they don't learn nothing. Thank you, Little Ben. I'm hoping it comes out really cool. Thank you, Kayla. She's offered a place to do the Bachelor. Hey, that's awesome. Congrats, Katie. And thank you, Eldritch. We're here to bug you. That's fine. That's fine. Thank you, Raven Bloodbane. This is for you guys as much as it is for me because you did such an amazing job with Extra Life. I keep saying I couldn't be more proud, but every year you guys make me prouder. So that's not a true statement. I could be more proud, and you guys prove that every year. So thank you for doing another tremendous job this year and showing up and representing the Madhouse for another great Extra Life. So this is actually a weird way of saying thank you because this is something that I really am going to enjoy, and usually it's things that pain. Extra Life is usually about pain for us. So I'm glad that in this case we could do a nice thing together. We could do a thing where it's just fun, and no one has a taser shoved into an orifice or anything like that. So thank you for making that possible, and thank you for being such a wonderful community. I still don't fully understand how I get to do this. Thank you, 2 dozen megs. Welcome, rather, and thank you, LT Moneybags. I did tase myself. That's true. But if you guys weren't so awesome, then I would still be, well, I'm quite happily doing web design, but let's be honest, this is way better than that. Thank you, Lixie B. Or thank you, Kayla, for gifting Lixie B. Oh no, I've made my first mistake. Thank you, Strawberry Laces. Or welcome, Strawberry Laces. I've messed up. This is the wrong piece. It was a good Extra Life. It's weird. Every year, you guys show up more and more, and it's astounding. How every year we do it, I think, oh my god, next year, we've got to somehow live up to this year. And it's terrifying because you don't want to let anybody down. And yet, you guys still do it. You still show up in record numbers, and there was like during the section where Achievement Hunter was there, and I wish I could have been there because I had to switch off taking care of kids for a bit. I think there was a ridiculous number of cheers, the 113-37 cheers, which resulted in a lot of moonballs getting pegged into Gavin and Michael. But yeah, it was another startling amount of money that you guys raised for Delta. Startling is the way I put it. I'm gonna provide my own sound effects. This was the classic era of oh, thank you, Asian Mantis. They just said hi, thanks for dropping by. Thank you, Cheshire Wrath. I can't tell the difference sometimes between subs and welcome, so I'll just say thanks to everybody. Thank you, Raven Bloodbane. Aw. Thank you so much. Let's see. And a pink one. I don't remember any pink in the blue line, but that makes sense. Alright, so I really should have been keeping time to see how long it takes me to make one of these, so I can have an average time for, well, I guess I can just check how long I've been streaming at the end of this. See how long it takes per lion, roughly. Thank you, Stanley. Would you be into an Adreno or Pi board for late birthday gift or early Christmas gift? Well, I have a Pi over there. Ruby Pi. Ruby Pi? I'm right. And maybe I'm combining two things. I think I've been curious about doing it on Adreno. Raspberry Pi. Sorry, Raspberry Pi. I have a Raspberry Pi over there in that closet that I bought the kit for and I haven't done anything with. I really should. It looks very wrong here. Nope, that's right. Yep, that's right. Okay. I keep getting distracted. Blueberry pie. Sure, why not? Thank you, Wilsey. Thank you, Stormy Night Clouds. For the tier 2, I'm confused. Raspberry Pi is basically a very, very small electronics kit computer. Here, I can show you if you want. Here I am getting distracted again. Stop looking at my ass. Alright, here we go. Alright, so that's a Raspberry Pi. Let's see if I can get it out of the case. Probably not very easily. It's just a tiny little computer, is all it is. And you can hook it up. It's got USB ports and Ethernet, actually, so this is kind of a nicer one. But you can use it. It's even got HDMI on it. You can program it with simple programming languages and actually hook it up to electronics. So that could, thank you, Kayla, could be another way to do a, no, it's not real food. Another way to do the Gavin annoyance device, the buzzer. This would probably be a more modern way to do it rather than having the timer circuit. But I'll show you how I did it, and then maybe we can figure out a better way to do it. Thank you, Stanley. Do some facial I mean, I got it, and I keep meaning to learn to do something with it. Back when I'm sure I've mentioned that other channel that I have, right? Like I had a concept for another YouTube channel, and I just have never made it. But I had an idea. I even had a name and everything. I have the name. I still have the YouTube channel. I just never got around to making the actual content for it. Thank you, Isan. I want to subscribe. What is it? I want to subscribe to nothing. It exists, but it has no content, and there's nothing to see there, so there's really no reason to go to it. But the idea was called, and is, I guess, they use Steffers. It is an awful acronym. So obviously Dimitri knows about it, so maybe I have talked about it. But anyway, it is called Practical Mad Science, or PMS. Thank you, Exotica. Or welcome, Exotica. Thank you, Steffers, and thank you, Nighthawk. I've been doing well, thank you. Not public, okay. Yeah, no, it was called Practical Mad Science. The PMS was I didn't realize that till after I came up with the name, if I'm honest. It was kind of like oh, crap. Well, I guess I won't be making any PMS shirts. But yeah, no, that was the idea that I had with it was that I was going to do stuff like the Gavin annoyance device. That's right. And other project builds like that. Actually, at the time, Carrie and I were talking about doing it. So he and I were probably going to work together on that project. It never really got realized anything. That was back when. Thank you, Spicy Noodles. We had a list of ideas for what we some devices to build. I think I probably still have that in a text document somewhere. But that was one of the devices. I was going to show that video of how I built the thing. Thank you, Sumo Chef. With an ignition, yeah. I mean, it's not like it's that uncommon of initial. Is Carrie still at RT? Yeah, absolutely. He just works with animation now, and he's crazy busy over there. I think he still does. That was back in the days when we all used to share a building. Thank you, Edamolan. Thank you, Beth. Oh, thank you so much, Beth, and thanks for being here. But yeah, so that was we had a couple other ideas that were kind of like, not all of them were prank things. Gosh, what I remember if I think of any of them offhand. I was gonna build an electronics secret drawer. And the idea was that it was all going to be scavenged stuff too. Like, for example, the Gavin annoyance device I'd made from except for the timer chip was something that. Aw, thank you, Raven Bloodbane. Thank you so much for gifting the subs to the community. Where for example, I used pieces from an Xbox controller to make that. So that was the idea. Was I used a lot of repurposed things as I was building things. You know. So, for example, the idea I had a loose concept for something to do with like a secret drawer, where it would be. I'd use an old. I had several old. Thank you, Jetlag, or welcome, Jetlag. I had several old RC cars laying around, and I was going to take basically the motor out of one of them, and keep the controller basic as is, but use it so when you engage the motor, say by going forward, say you fall in GFX, that would roll the drawer out, but otherwise it would be invisible. I mean, it'd be somewhere that you wouldn't normally have drawer, obviously, to make that work, but and who knows, maybe that'll be something I incorporate in my streams. Like I said, that channel exists. I did get the name for it, so I just have never done anything with it. And at this point, because of the number of things that we're doing at work and how much travel I'm doing because of it, I can't foresee currently having the time to do that stuff. Because it's a lot of work to put together, especially if you're rewiring things. That was maybe what gave me I got the most appreciation of in the process of building the Gavin Annoyance device. And yes, that is what I refer to it as in my brain. Was just how much effort it takes to go from idea to something that actually works. Thank you, Pizza Priest of Cthulhu. So, if anyone else wants to go ahead and run with that, go for it. I'm keeping the name, but you can build that device, make it cool, do it. I need to spend a lot more time diving back into electronics to be up to the point where I could actually do it. Alright, let's see. Ooh, now we're going to put a bunch of stuff on top of here. Weird that they had only one pylon in there. Oh well, I guess we're shoring that up anyway. I did that backwards. Did I? What's happening? I did. Huh? How's that? Okay, I see. Thank you, Kieran Howell. There we go. Put that around. There we go. All right, no, it's not. I can turn on the other camera if you guys would like a closer view of what I'm doing here. I just don't know if it's dropping so many frames. Thank you, Eldritch. Oh, thank you, Tiny Monsters. Oh, thank you so much. I really it's crushing my face. Goodness gracious. Oh, thank you, Raven Bloodbane. Oh my goodness. Too bad Lego's so tortured now that used to be teen. I was bits. I'm so sorry. Thank you. I appreciate them very much. Thank you very much. Thank you, that gamer Lucas. Use the other camera? Okay, I can turn it on. We can figure out where to put it. Here, I do have a tripod and everything. Thank you, Kate. Love you. Here, let me flip this on. There's Emma. Boink. Let's see. Something like, where can I put it that you can actually, maybe over my shoulder? Thank you, Duraxis. Right here, maybe? Let's see. Thank you, Nosberry and Joybones. Sort of Mad Science. Well, I did actually have the two ideas simultaneously. Crap. Well, this will work. We figured it out. I did have the ideas kind of simultaneously. I don't know why I didn't ever think to call them the same thing. It was just kind of how the names I came up with. Thank you, Beth. Strap it to your head like a GoPro. You know, try that. Oh, if you want to see something that is just like casually gonna drive you insane, Uh, so the kids have or had at this point, like a little game set where you take a string and run it back and forth between a whole bunch of points. Thank you, Beth. And then if you bump the string, it hey, Gloss Galore. It triggers an alarm. Somehow, I left him alone with it for a few minutes, and this was the result. I mean, it is as knotted. Ugh. Ugh. I can't. It's so bad. Thank you, Desire Sensor. It's so bad. You can't. Detangling it is the process of a lifetime. If you could unravel this, you would suddenly become at one with the universe. These are the strings that bind reality together at this point. Oh. The neighbor of this thing, I'm gonna bump it 1,000 times. Focus. Not very close. Gotta kick so many bags of Legos out of the way. I love that. Thank you, Ashley. All right, now where can I put it? Or thank you for the gifted subs there, Pizza Priest of Cthulhu. Really appreciate that. Let's see, where can I? Okay, so positioning, not bad. I guess I make it slightly larger. Oh, thank you again, Tiny Monsters. Well, I'm glad that you come here to unwind. And I hope that I'm absolutely certain that a large part of what makes it a good place to unwind is all these awesome people that are here with you. So the community really takes a lot of that and makes it what it is. And then I just sit here doing Lego. Thank you, Outlander. Thank you, Ashley. Is that a better thing? Can you actually see a little bit more in that? Thank you, doing stuff, man. Yes, it's good. Okay. All right. Just another view on what I'm doing. Crap, where was I? Oh, here we go. Going so slow right now because I'm spreading my focus, but really nice to dial in there. Thank you, Gloss Galore. Do I have any catch live stream time? Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm gonna try and do better about having occasional streams that are in more time zone friendly hours. It's just usually hard for me to sneak off in those hours because I have kids that are awake, and I'm shocked they're not in here right now. If they come in and see me doing Lego, I'm never getting rid of them. It's all over for me. Then it's a kid stream. Interesting. Oh man, that feeling when you messed it up like 10 minutes ago. All right, that kind of worked out for me. This is supposed to be one of these. It's got two of these that are on one side, and then like this and this, and then this and this. Thank you, Kawi Cake. How that said. There we go. Backlash from the latest off topic. I actually don't know anything about the latest off topic. Thank you, Jaeger Bomb. Thank you, Farm Tech. What happened, y'all? Nowadays I'm not on it that often because I'm bad at focusing for 3 hours. Thank you, Thaxcast. Bethesda. It's a long story. Yeah, I mean, I don't know anything about it, so I can't really talk about it. That was easily fixed. I like being uninformed. Sometimes it works in your favor. Is that right? Yeah, that's right. Okay. And then we need this thing, and then one of these things. And then I need one of 3, no, it's a 4. 4. That goes across there. Something to do with Bethesda. We'll say it's unfortunate. The state of Fallout 76. How it went from on sale so quickly to there's all kinds of things that kind of fell apart there. Thank you, Dex Bear. Thank you, Psychopath Common Room. So there's plenty to pick apart for a potential discussion about Bethesda. As the downside of not doing the patch anymore is it's I don't have an outlet for having that discussion as often. And before we ask, why don't I do the patch anymore? Mainly because we're just so busy. So the patch, I think, at this point is kind of rolling back anyway. Thank you, Seventh Frame. Glitch, please. Sorry, Glitch, please. I don't even remember the name of it. There's another problem. Boo. Oh, man, now I've got the Curious George theme stuck in my head. The upside, maybe we'll revive the patch on these every other Thursday streams I'm doing with Meg. Well, that can be my new outlet for complaining about video games. I've clearly forgotten another thing here. There. And there's 2 more. Or is that part of the step? Nope, I just forgot. That's the point. Thank you, Beth, for the record. It's great relaxing. I'm glad. It's very relaxing to do, honestly. Thank you, Adage. Maybe we can loop more people in, and we'll figure something out. You know, it's all open, just ideas, just throwing ideas around. You know, having a good time, whatever. Revive free play and the patch at the same time. What we're doing tonight, we're just relaxing, spitballing, coming up with new shows, which are just old shows. Having a good time. Ooh. Special curvy pieces. Build some. Oh, thank you, Drunken Brad. How do you do a dual cam setup with both the same cam? Is it easy in OBS? Yeah, I mean it's very easy in OBS. Honestly, I've got 2 webcams. Obviously, one of them you can see. That camera can see this camera. So there's one over there, and then there's one right here. This one is a 920, a Logitech 920. That one over there is actually a Brio, which I'm using just because it has better frame rate and it. Give me a second here to figure. Okay, green on pink, and then you stack them. I just immediately messed that up. No, I didn't. No, that's right. I'm less dumb than I thought. The name of Sam. Oh, okay. It's got little curvy parts that go inside the curvy parts. Okay, I'm sorry. I got distracted. But anyway, inside OBS, all you have to do is then, just like you have one camera typically. Thank you, the Grill Master. In this case, I just have this camera on top of that camera in the stack for the scene, and so it just overlays it. It can cause problems if your streaming computer is not up to the task, especially if you're doing other things on top of that. So, you know, be careful with that. This is interesting because I'm putting a looped piece that fits perfectly. Oh, that's very satisfying to look at. I can't get a good view, I don't think, but it's curvy pieces that fit on top of a curvy piece. Ah, satisfying. Boop, boop, boop. That's my headphones turning off, as they periodically do for some reason. I think because they don't have a head to hug. There we go. Nice. Now we do that again. See why Jack does this. It's very cathartic. Pink goes on top. There we go. Assemble, assemble, assemble. Loopy. Weird. I usually have something more to discuss from my week, but this is a Sunday, so my week hasn't happened yet. What's coming up this week? I don't even remember what is happening this week. It's hard to keep track these days. Something new every week. Alright, let's flip it that way. So far, everything looks right. I haven't egregiously messed this up. So far. Give it time. Okay. These numbers. Thank you, Stanley. Off topic wasn't bad. Available rate should have been constantly been called a code monkey. For example, Bethesda's main teacher getting called the same. Yeah. So I assume that they were just calling out Bethesda for Fallout 76. Is that what was going on? I think that Bethesda definitely made some unusual choices with Fallout 76. I don't know why that would be controversy. That people call that game out all the time. Right now, it's kind of a popular fad to be shitting on Fallout 76 because it's just an easy target. They released a game that is, in a lot of ways, kind of broken and has no real central narrative that's that interesting. So yeah, I mean, it's got some problems. It's got a lot of technical problems to overcome that they've got to work on. My hope is that they figure it out. They just need to figure out where that game is supposed to, what it's supposed to be, and where it's supposed to go. Though I'm actually very interested to hear what people have to say contrary to that. What are the arguments for the game? Thank you, Disc Baby. The Lego blogger Australia almost finished building that. He says, "Aw, it's a great kit so far, and this line is going to be pretty big. So the Voltron is going to be." Thank you, TRJ. Thank you, Big Bic Dooley. Very nice Twitch name. Why don't someone asked a second ago why I don't stream in 1080? And truth is, right now it's largely to do with internet connections, not on my end, but on Twitch. Twitch isn't great at intaking video. Right now, I'm at 8.5% drop frames at 720, so I can't imagine that 1080 would be going better. I've streamed 1080 a few times, but I have just better luck consistently with it not dying at not 1080. Let's see. I think the best argument that can be made is that wait 6 months. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm thinking. I hope that the argument is to wait 6 months. I hope that in 6 months we turn on Fallout 76 and go, well, thank God they kept at it and turned this into a game, which is very much how I feel about very much how I feel about No Man's Sky. And there was kind of a scary post the other day that showed that No Man's Sky actually had better ratings at launch than Fallout 76. Now I think a lot of that has to do with thank you, Scorch the Alpha. A lot of that has to do with the fact that people's expectations for Fallout are always going to be astronomically high. So, of course, people are going to freak out over Fallout when it comes out, and if it's not what they imagined it to be. Thank you, your sad toast. Then it's going to get completely obliterated. They have to live up to a higher standard, and that's kind of unfortunate for them, I guess, but that doesn't seem right. Something has gone wrong. I've messed it up. Wait. Maybe? I don't, yep, something's wrong. Something's wrong. Where did I mess up? That looks right. Maybe I just picked a too short piece for thing. Let's see. That is a 1, 2. Oh, yeah. Okay, that's it. There's a long piece and then a short piece. Okay. Whew. Oh, I really messed up there. There we go. That'll do it. That'll do it. Whew. That feeling when I think maybe you just messed up 12 steps ago and it turned out you didn't. Thank you, Jaddix. Umber keeps bringing up Panera mac and cheese bread bowls. Just wondering, have you gotten one yet? I haven't. That's where I'm at in my life, where I really want to try that, and I haven't had the time to. That's the state of my life these days. I'm too busy to kill myself with a bread bowl from Panera. They're just not terribly convenient to where I'm located. So, while I want to, and while many people have sent me pictures of them, and I have looked at them in what I might construe as open lust. Yes, I would go so far as to say that. Um, I haven't gotten there yet. So just keep spamming me. Keep spamming me with your pictures. And I will just continue to look at them and know that it is a thing that, though I want it, it will be a while before I can have it. That's how that goes. You ever build Lego and then have the thing where you can't stop jumping ahead once you've done a piece and you're like, I know how this works, and you start sticking it on there and then it turns out you were dumb and shouldn't have done it that way? Yeah, me either. Also, they mess with you a lot with the extra pieces. Then you're done. You feel like you're done, and then you have this pile and wonder where it was that you went so horribly wrong that all of these things are left. We're getting real close to the end of this part. Not to the end of this booklet. We're only about halfway through that. We're halfway through one lion. This is going to be quite an endeavor. Alright. I need these. You kind of go here. And one of these. One of these. These. Cover up that green. Green was now there for no reason. Why was it green? Who knows? It's in the center of it. Thank you, Eldritch. Taking bets on how many alert pieces are left when it's done. As long as they're okay that they're left, we're good. Have them nice and tight too. Why is that so? Is that supposed to be like that? I feel like it's not. That's scaring me. What did I miss there? I definitely missed something there. I bet. No, this is wrong. Something's wrong. Thank you, Sacker Bacon Force. Thank you, X-Fire. Oh no, I know something's wrong. Something's gone wrong. Why is that in so far? Doesn't look like it's in so far on here. Oh no. What have I done? What have I done? Why doesn't it look right? Okay, what I'm freaking out about right now is you look at this part right here. He goes dunk, dunk. And on the picture here, it's like smooth. I can't. Didn't do that wrong, I don't think. I think the picture may be wrong. Back it up. Right there. picture's wrong. I think the picture's lying to me. I think that it's a perspective thing, and the picture's lying to me, and it's causing me self-doubt, and I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just gonna keep building, man. Just gonna keep on building. Not gonna question. Just gonna keep on building. Have a good time. Not gonna stress. You know, just gonna have a good time. Gonna assume I did it right. I'm following the directions. Feel like I'm on the right track. Maybe. And if not, then start over. We'll just tear it all apart and we'll just start over because it'll be fine. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. That's not fine. That's not fine. Is that not fine? Did I take a piece off? I took a piece off, didn't I? What did I do with the piece? Oh, what did I do with the piece? Where's the piece? Oh no. Oh no. What did I do? That's not right. That's not right at all. How is it not right? Oh, it goes up here. Right. Doesn't look right. This is my good time is being spoiled. Thank you, Vector Gaming. Thank you, HC Blue. Yeah. Thank you, Kayla. No, I'm just gonna. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I'm gonna keep putting pieces on here. I'm gonna bury it. If there's a mistake, I'm just gonna bury it. I'm gonna bury it deep where no one can find it. You'll never know. You'll never know that I made a mistake because it's gonna be so far in there that it'll just be gone forever. That's what I'll do. Telltale heart kind of thing. Yeah. See, no, it's looking great. It's looking great. That's how it goes. I'm not gonna need to break it or anything. Thank you, Glosscolor. And I have something that came up with the fresh pasta. Many of you may remember that I have said that I can usually do things very well. Oh, thank you, Ravenblood Bane. I really appreciate that. I don't care about everyone. I care about me. The value of $6 games, same as this bit monetizer. Raven, I'm glad you're having a good time with it. I really am. And thank you, Dig Bick, as well. So I Jack know that we don't get to see. I've been wondering for a while now how much of the planning of Excellent does Jack do that we don't get to see. He and Chad do a lot. Thank you again, Raven Bloodbane. That is so generous of you. Thank you so much. And thank you, Kitsune. Thank you, Powder Toast Man. There. Oh, it gets one of these and then it'll... If I don't have any pieces left over, then I must have done it right. But that I see two pieces that I will very much have left over. There we go. Wait, that's not really. I was answering something. Argument file 76. Yeah, I mean, if you get what you want out of the game, then it is 100% money well spent. That's never going to be a question. No one can ever tell you you're wrong about that. I can understand the frustration when it's a $60 game that is dropped to 30 or 40 within the first couple weeks it's out. That's rough. Because then you feel like you could have waited and then gotten it for a lot less. I live. What you doing?
I want to be.
Why aren't you asleep?
I'm sleeping. Because I just want you and I'm not. I really want you.
Mm-hmm. You just want to be up.
No, I really want you.
Ivy. We got school tomorrow. You do. Eddie doesn't go.
But I'm not tired.
Yes, well, it's still bedtime.
I want that too.
It's bedtime. Yes, bedtime.
Daddy.
Livy.
Daddy, I'd do anything if
you
don't
you
go to those.
forget about me. That's correct. You do anything? Would you stay in bed? Oh.
Yeah.
I did. I see where I went wrong here.
If I get a sip of new, then I'll go back and stay in my bed.
If you get what? If you get to sit in my lap.
Yeah.
I don't see how this negotiation works. That's where that piece went. Okay, so I figured out why I felt bad about a thing.
I'll do it. And I'll stay in my bed for 100 days.
Why is your brother's door open? Did you try and wake him up too?
No.
Did you?
No.
Did you?
The truth is no.
Okay, you can sit in my lap for 5 minutes. This is becoming a habit. Alright.
Then I'll stay in my bed for a whole week.
A whole week?
Yeah.
I don't believe you for a second. Alright. So after that first piece, we have, count those.
2, 3, 4.
4 pieces left. There are 4 pieces left. Who knows?
Wait, you started your Lego set?
I did.
Cool.
Cool.
When it's done, I'm gonna break it, but I'm not gonna break it.
I don't think that that's true.
We just can play with it since it's a Lego and it's a toy.
Thank you, Goscalor.
Legos are toys.
Legos are toys. But then the same could be said of many things, like
You
video
might
games.
mix them up if you do that.
Oh yeah, look at that. Oh, just mix them all up.
That's 2 pieces.
That is 2 pieces. You are correct.
Now it's 3 pieces.
Yep. Good counting. Do. Need a little elbow piece. There we go.
Elbow.
Elbow. Why are you awake? Why don't you sleep? Why not? Because why?
Sometimes I'm not sleepy.
But you're not sleepy.
Yeah. And I'm so excited for Christmas.
So excited for Christmas. Christmas is still like a month away.
Yeah, but it's almost here.
He's got a little while to go there, sweetie.
I'm so...
Ah. That's your mom. Let's see.
That's a 4 tiger.
That is a number 4. That's right.
And I know this is 3, 5, 2, 1. That's the numbers that are left, and you peeled 4 off.
That is true.
Wait, are these the Power Rangers?
No, this is Voltron.
These are the Voltron?
Yes, this is called Voltron.
Isn't
See,
it?
it's 5 lion robots that join together to make one big lion.
Oh. Wait,
I'm sorry, one big robot. I misspoke.
It's like that looks like the Power Rangers robot.
Okay, look, I get it. It's a little bit like the Power Rangers, but this is not the Power Rangers. This is like older than the Power Rangers.
Yeah.
And way better because it's not Power Rangers.
Yeah, but because the Power Rangers, that looks like
I refuse to.
someone's tiger in the Power Rangers.
No, not the Power Rangers. I refuse to raise a Power Rangers child.
Wait, but you got 2 tables?
I got 1 table.
Then why do they have a line across?
Because it folds in half right there. You were with me when I got it.
I was.
Remember, we went to Target?
Yeah, and I was with you when we got it. And I was buying.
That's right, you were spending your gift card.
I love my Rocky.
I need to find another one of these. Can you find another one of these? Here we go. Sorry, got it.
I saw it, so I digged it so you can grab it.
Thank you, Livia. Oink. Alright, now we're gonna put these on here. Careful, don't knock that over. It's
I'm
camera.
just touching.
Don't touch. No
Why?
touch. No touch.
Why?
No touch.
Why?
No touch.
Why?
No touch.
I said why?
Touch bad.
Because then they can't see us.
Because, well, they can still see us through that one over there, but you're not very good at touching and
Look,
not breaking.
Those
Those are the Power Rangers. Who's done it?
are the Power Rangers.
No, Power Rangers.
Go, go, go.
No.
Power Rangers.
No, Power
Yeah.
Rangers.
Why say no, Power Rangers?
Because no Power Rangers.
I think they think it's Power Rangers. I think they do. Cause it does look like Power Rangers.
Thank you, MJ. Power Rangers are not great. Power Rangers, Power Rangers, blah. Power Rangers, blah. Say it with me, Power Rangers, blah.
Power Rangers.
Yeah! How much do you know about Power Rangers? Thank you, Eldritch.
Wait, one of your work people
Thanks,
know
Deck.
about Power Rangers?
They all know about Power Rangers. Look, alright, I get it. Okay, you know, I saw Power Rangers when I was younger too. I was a little too old for Power Rangers when Power Rangers came out.
Oh.
I get it. You know, they could transform, and then they had those nonsensical fights. Thank you, Mushu Bug.
Mushu Bug?
Mushu Pug. Thank you, Nizza.
His name is funny.
They had those nonsensical fights where, for some reason, they would not just get out the little lion or the little Zords and fight, even though they knew that no matter what, by the end of it, they were gonna have to get out the big Zord. Might as well just transform into the giant one. Voltron had the same problem, if I'm honest. Voltron was always like, let's fight his little lions. And all of a sudden they're like, oh no, the little lions aren't working. We need to form Voltron and do the sword move. And then they form Voltron and do the sword move, which is the correct choice from the beginning. But, you know, that doesn't make for good TV.
You need this?
Do I? Not yet.
Okay.
No, let's leave it on the table. Thank you.
Where are these blue pieces? Why do you drag them away? Are those extras?
It's gonna become extras if you don't take my stuff. Thank you, Kayla.
I was just going to look at them. Wait, Liz is... What name Liz is from the Magic School Bus?
Is there a Liz on the Magic School Bus? Same one. Yep, you got it. Thank you, MJ.
Wait, because he's a lizard. I'm an iguana. His name is Liz.
Yep. It's the iguana. Liz the iguana. Who knew that Liz the iguana could type?
Type?
Well, yeah, could.
Yeah, that in Magic School Bus, he presses buttons to go. Just some of them.
Watch your knees.
Yeah, okay. Let me sit up. You got so many bags.
In my defense, Liz, I didn't realize we were talking about an iguana when I first
I think those are...
threw that to you. But
I think you got so many Legos.
There's a lot of Legos. This is just the first of them. There's 4 more to go after this.
Yeah, but no, there's more than 4.
4 more lions to go.
Oh, because...
I am picking up speed here a little bit. Which probably means I'm just doing it wrong. Okay.
You got so many bags.
You need to go to bed. Even though I know you don't sleep. You find another piece like that.
Okay, I'll find it.
Never mind, got it. Sorry. I keep asking you right as I see it. Thank you, Penguin! 32 months, Penguin. Thank you so much. Thank you, Outlander. Didn't knock everything off the table yet. Good point. Thank you, Liz. Teachers in high school, they called me Lizard. Oh. Teachers, no less. Teacher bullying. Alright. I think that looks like the picture. We're in good shape. Are you pretending you're asleep so that I don't send you to bed? Yeah, you are. Thank you, Kapow Arsenic. What piece is that? Weird looking. Yeah. Interesting. Ah, there it is. Yeah, I haven't seen a piece like that before. Oop, nope. Yeah. Okay. Go down. There we go. Huh? Oh. Sure. Okay. Like that. This little doohickey goes in here. Cap it off. You are not asleep. I know you're not asleep. I know you're just pretending to be asleep. You can't trick me. I mean, you can and have, but Okay, good. Livy's asleep. I guess I'll just go take her and put her into her bed. Deep, 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 deep. I'll buy it. Thank you, Captain Doey. Did you tell you about it? Oh. The way you build Legos was really stressing me out. How's that? Thank you, Beth. I can't build the fastest and focus on streaming, though. Thank you, Liz. Oh, nice. Getting good with the teacher. That's always the best way to go. Thank you, Gloss Galore. Careful, don't knock things over, you not asleep child. See? I knew it. I knew it. Can't fool me. Whether I'm putting this together right. Yes. No, it's looking good. Alright. Wow, look who's
Can
over.
I name you Luke? One of you Luke.
You can't just rename people. That's not how this works.
But that's the name. One of the names I know.
You know the name Luke, and so you're gonna try and change someone's name to Luke?
Yeah.
That's not how the world works.
Yes, it is.
What world? Whose world?
Our world.
No.
Their world.
No.
Our world.
No. No world. No world works that way.
Yeah.
No.
Our world.
Hey, MJ.
MJ.
MJ's volunteered to be
Oh,
renamed Luke.
MJ's one of the
That
people in Spider-Man.
That's true. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Captain Doey. Thanks for the OC.
Captain
I am being old,
Joey.
Captain Doey. Thank you, Emotional Panda. I am Luke now. So many Lukes now. Thank you, Jaddix.
Yay.
Everyone is suddenly Luke. You've just renamed half of the chat to Luke. How
Hi,
do you do that?
Luke.
Thank you, Eldridge.
I Luke. I Luke.
You gotta. It's like the sisterhood of the traveling name. You have to pass it around. Thank you, Savage Tommy.
Hi, Luke.
Thank you, Nissa.
Luke.
Can I
Hi,
be?
Luke.
Nissa wants to be Leia instead. Is that all right?
Hi. Hey, can
You
I
just
name
wanna-
you Luke? Okay. Yeah.
You've already gotten many of them to be Luke. Well done. Thank you, Sheepa Sleepa. Thanks, Center.
Sheepa see, but can you be Luke?
Everyone doesn't need to be Luke. That's too many Lukes.
Everyone can be Luke.
No, not everyone can be Luke. Everyone doesn't need to be Luke. Let some people be something else.
No, I'm gonna make them have name Luke.
Why? Why Luke?
Because I love that name and all the people like it.
You love that name and all the people like it.
So that's why they're changing names. Can you be Luke? Can you be Luke? Can you be Luke? Can you be Luke? Can you be Luke?
I've got to ask you one question.
What?
Why are you like this?
Because I want to, and I'm naming everyone Luke.
Why are you like this?
Because
Who made you this way?
you.
You got me there.
Can you get
I have
Luke?
difficulty arguing the point
Can you
now.
get name Luke? Can you
Okay,
get
you got them. You Luked them all. Good job.
Hi, Luke.
No more Lukes.
Hi, Luke.
No more Lukes. The Lukes are all gone. The Lukes have evaporated.
Hi, Luke.
Why?
Luke.
Who's raising you, child? You won't go to bed. You're changing people's names.
I'll stop changing people's names if I get sleepy.
You're still up. I was supposed to have sent you to bed like 20 minutes ago. So far, your nefarious plan is working, and I'm on to you. Thank you, you're on fire. Or Vader doesn't make Vader. That does, I guess, if depending on how that runs, yes, that could make me Vader.
Can you be named Luke?
Stop. Lukes. More Lukes.
I will stop. Hey, if I
What?
Something. I'll stop naming everyone Luke. Can you be back to your name? Can you be back to your name? Can you be back to your name?
Going to bed anyway.
Then I'm gonna name everyone.
Send you and the Lukes all to bed.
Can you be Luke? Can you be Luke?
Okay.
you
As soon as I'm finished with this head, you're going to bed.
Okay.
That's the way it's happening.
But Luke, can you be Luke?
I don't see a head yet, but we're getting there.
I'm gonna bust the head off.
Not with you and head busting again. How? Where does this come from? Who?
Weird.
Who? Who did? Who dat?
Who's that?
Who dat? Who dat? Who you? Who mine? Who are you?
I.
Thank you,
Your daughter,
Hezaku.
and you know who you are.
You're also correct. You are my daughter, and I do know who you are. Those two pieces of information are accurate. But Nate, stop playing with the pieces. No. You're gonna lose my pieces.
No, I'm not.
You're gonna lose my pieces. I'm not gonna have any pieces, and Voltron's not gonna have a head, and he's not gonna be able to defeat Zarkon, and the world is gonna fall into chaos, and the universe won't have a defender, and it'll all be your fault. How do you feel about that?
I feel great.
You're working for Zarkon, aren't you? Are you a spy for Zarkon?
You burrow.
Like what?
This is Minotaur glass.
It's what?
A Minotaur.
A Minotaur glass?
That's where there's a mirror, but you can't feel it, but it can go away.
What?
When you look through it with one eye.
I don't know what you're saying. Someone else knows. I bet.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Does anyone know what she's saying? A Minotaur glass? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
And you look through it like a monocle?
Yeah.
Did you mean monocle?
Yeah.
Do you know what you meant?
Yeah.
Did you really?
Yeah.
But did you really?
Yes.
Really?
Oh, yes.
Thought I'd finally gotten an admission out of you there.
They never defeat me. Only with tickles.
Only with tickles?
And with busting heads off.
Thank you.
And so I'm gonna bust everyone's head off.
No head. No, we don't bust heads. That's not how that works.
And bust everyone's head off.
No head busting. You're the sweetest child. You're the absolute sweetest child. This is not a joke. Your teacher, when we picked you up the other day, said that you were the best child and that the sweetest child, the biggest helper.
I'm just kidding.
The biggest helper, and that if she could have 20 more of you, she would happily have 20 more of you. She could clone you and keep you. And then you get on the stream and you bust heads. Where does this head bust come from?
I'm just kidding. I'll never bust my head off.
That's right.
Because I love the people I know. I don't love bad guys. They kill us and they hurt.
No, what bad guys? You've never had a bad guy to deal with. I hope. Have you? Ah, you dropped something. Get that tire. Don't knock anything off. It's the beginning and the end.
You look grumpy.
Trying to build some Lego. Just trying to build some Lego for the kids.
Flat.
Voltron's gonna have a shelf life of about 3 minutes in this house.
Voltron's gonna have
Thank you, MJ.
3 minutes to blast off. 1, 2, 3, blast off!
Okay. You know what it is? Yeah.
Meh.
Yeah.
Meh.
Yeah.
Meh.
Yeah.
Meh.
Yeah.
Meh.
Yeah.
Meh.
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 Nah.
Meh.
Ha.
Meh.
What has this turned into? We're just making noises now. I'm still building Lego though. I'm still doing it. I'm building through. Refuse to stop. Can't stop. Won't stop. Lego all the way. Build. What do you do? Don't stop. What are you doing? I hear you back there. What are you doing? Making me nervous. What are you doing? What? I hear you. What are you doing? Livy? Livy, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? How does this work? This, like this. I gotta finish this so I can take her to bed. You're going to bed as soon as I'm done with this. Build faster for the safety of the kingdom. Alright, if you're going that way, then go to bed. Back. That was not the optimal solution. Well, nothing's gone around here. Ah, darn it. Oh. There we go. Eli, what are you doing? You're not Eli, you're Livy. That's how befuddled I am. You've befuddled me. I'm very befuddled. Oh, that looks really cool. I just realized I just saw the head for the first time and like understood it as a head. Really just kind of loosely buckles on there. I guess that's so later when we transform it, it's easy to flex. What are you doing? What are you doing back there? What are you doing back there? That's not where you go. You've driven Emma away. Look what you've done. The internet will never forgive you. Hello.
I'm gonna go touch someone's hair off.
No, Livy, you're not gonna do that. Shh.
Like I got some extra teeth.
What?
I got some extra teeth.
You got extra teeth? What does that mean?
It means I got a grown up.
You have a grown-up tooth? You don't have any grown-up teeth. You don't even have all your little person teeth.
Ow!
What?
Look.
What? What have you done? Why have you done that? Why, child? Why? Livy, where are my tires?
My hand.
I need the tires, please. Thank you. Take that out of your hair, Dennis the Menace.
Oh, Dennis the Menace.
Some days.
Okay, took out my hair.
Thank you.
I put it back in.
No.
I took it out.
Okay. I'm gonna join the
I took it
head
back
and
in.
body, maybe. Okay. Right through here. Oh, interesting. I see, okay.
Bouncy, bouncy, bounce. Bounce.
That really very loose. Boing, boing, boing. Not strap in any more than that. Oh, it's a rod. 6. Alright. I have finished the head with so many pieces left. So many pieces left. I've surely done something wrong. Now I'm afraid. Oh, I even see one of them that is wrong. This is...
Here's the trash.
Thank you.
I will throw it away in the trash can.
No, it's okay. You can just go to bed. Thank you, Rigatoni. You're very distracting. You know that, don't you?
Bye.
Ah, okay. Let's go through here and that stabilizes it. Okay. There we go. Right now it's just kind of clipped on there with one little thing. Alright. Behold, it's beginning to look a lot like a lion. And he goes, rawr, rawr. Okay. Brief timeout while I get this kid to bed. Up, up. Be right back. We'll see how long that lasts. I'm guessing not long. Hi, Lukes. How you doing? Oh, that kid. That kid. Alright, well, after that bit, maybe some of these are left over from the last thing. I don't know. I do feel like some of these parts were probably important. Oh, it's got an extra tire, and I know for a fact that it's only ever called for one tire. So, I think that one is definitely a bonus part. Whatever, it's coming together. As long as at the end of it I've got a functional Voltron that can defend my universe, we're in good shape. And for those of you curious how you get a rampaging 5-year-old to bed, what you do is you promise that she can have a croissant for breakfast in the morning. Sometimes that's all it takes. There were tears. Big alligator, crocodile tears. That's what happens. Thank you, Snyder. I know, they do have extra parts, but I'm one of those people that it bothers. Because I think if I did my job right, that at the end I would have nothing left. And having things left just tells me that there's the potential for failure. Potential. Look, he's got a little tail. Yes, bribery is how you parent, apparently. Alright, let's make some legs. Set you to the side there. Now, I'm absolutely certain that we will be building 2 of these. Question is, do I try and double build them or not? Because it probably will mess it up somehow. But, you know what? Learn by doing. I think how often people try to tease me about that statement when there have been so many opportunities that have proven me absolutely right. Yeah, I'm still correct. It's the advantage of having a video-based profession. Alright. Oh yeah, we're double fisting here. 2 legs at once. Boop boop boop. Thank you, Goblin Army. Thought you stopped a rampaging 5-year-old by building back a 5-year-old to fight. It's pretty close. Sometimes that's how it feels. Okay, let's get 2 of these. Thanks, Cyanide. Okay. This is how we're gonna make up some time. Thank you, Anthony. What is this? This is Sunday. Ugh. So hard to keep track. Thank you, Axel Drake, for the tier 2 sub. Almost dropped it. I'm good. I got it. Here's the tricky part. Okay. So this one will have a doohickey facing that way. This one will probably have a doohickey facing that way, if I had to guess, which I am. Okay. Boink boink. 2 legs. Go on here. Why build one thing at a time when you can build 2? I did forget. There we go. They each get one of these little caps. Look at that. Now it's become, we're into the speed build section. Oh, build the other way. So already did it. Oh, wait a minute. Nope, this is the front leg. Same deal. 2 at once. I got 2 hands, 2 builds. Corner pieces. Actually had an interesting idea today for something. I'm sorry. This is gonna be one of those situations where I tease you and don't actually tell you what I'm thinking. Thank you, Nissa. So ATX are gonna be so many loot name tags in one Leia. Funny. Uh, but I had a really good idea for something I want to start doing on Haunter. Be interesting to subject them to. Hopefully, this idea works. I think it's very in line with our core mission. Achievement Hunter is really on my mind a lot these days because I really like the show, so I really want it to succeed. So I'm constantly trying to think of like what can we do to tweak it and modify it, and what can I do next season to amp it up even further. I mean, obviously, you guys already know about my magic studies at this point, but I've had some more thoughts for things that we could, how to amp it up. Anyone else put off by the scratches on Jeremy? That's an interesting thing. Well, I talked about that last time. Thank you, Robespierre. The jet screen video, boy, that was... I told you the SpongeBob joke was morbid. I told you. It was bad. I ended that Lindsay's was worse. I also said that Lindsay's was worse, and I stand by that. I think Lindsay made it worse than I did. I think mine was bad, and then Lindsay took it up a notch. Hers was worse, yes. It's funny. That's largely a lot of people have commented on that joke. Like that's 90% of what they comment on in that video. It's just that it's that one joke, like a dog scratching. Eddie, go to bed. Stop bothering your brother. Bed. So busted. Yeah, no, it's the latest GTA is what we're talking about at the moment. Wherein I made a joke about the death of the creator of SpongeBob. I mean, it's one of those things where we found out in the moment that it had happened, and our first reaction to anything is to make a dark humor joke. That is just Achievement Hunter's way. We go to the dark humor first, and then we can pull back from it. But it's really how I deal with any dark situation in my life. So it's not for everyone. I get that. Everybody chooses to deal with things in a different way. Thank you, Darter. So I apologize if that ever offends someone, because I know it's not everyone's preferred method of dealing with those kind of situations. But for me, whenever I face a situation that's kind of dark and uncomfortable, I don't know how to handle it without making a joke. It's kind of just where I go in that moment. I've made I've made worse. I've certainly made worse jokes. And I will say the most fun part about it though is the reactions you can get when you do it. But it's not always a nice reaction in the sense that it makes you feel better. Thank you, Designs, K Designs. It always makes you feel better when you let out one of those really dark jokes, but it can frequently make the people that have to hear them uncomfortable. So it's sort of a selfish joke to make in a lot of situations. But when it comes to dealing with my own personal demons, not that SpongeBob was one, but when it comes to exercising things that actually bug me in my life, I'm usually going to go to a dark joke, and I've been more than one situation where I've ended up making someone be very uncomfortable because of it. Um, let's see. Thank you, Vis. Just curious, do you have any knowledge on any new upcoming Achievement Hunter-esque productions? What would you consider an Achievement Hunter-esque? As in, like, Achievement Hunter large budget kind of thing? I think I have some ideas of stuff coming up, but nothing is really immediately jumping to mind. We're just trying to keep up with all the number of things that we currently have going, which is challenging. Okay. Boop. There we go. Live action? Well, do you mean specifically for Achievement Hunter or just in general RT productions? I mean, honestly, the answer is probably no. I don't know what's going on. A lot of this is stuff we start talking about in the office, and I don't know. We did it. We got a whole lion. Doot doot. All right, an hour and a half in, and one semi-distracted kid time, and just 10 leftover pieces, and we have a lion. Wham! Book 1. Done. Pretty sure we're about to do a lot of the same things we just did. So this might actually streamline it. I might get faster as I'm going through these. Thank you, Mr. Hyde. And my best friend and I will be moving to the apartment together. Do you have any tips to make college life in general a bit more go more smoothly? Okay. Number 1, 2, and 3 for you. When you find these pieces, and then I will address that question. There's 2. Sorry for all the noise. 3. And I'm going to guess the blindingly yellow one is number 1. Alright. College is a real big change. Thank you, Prodigal. Especially if you've never really had to look after yourself. Basic things like washing your clothes, have to make sure you have food, things like that. This is kind of a weird ASMR, isn't it? Is that really loud, or does that sound cool? Thank you, Shelves. Not that loud? Okay, good. So, if you and your best friend are moving in together, that's actually a good or bad thing. There's some potential roadblocks or some potential downfalls to that. Because you entering college are going to be a very different person than you are leaving college. That's the back of my head. You're going to discover that living with your best friend can be off-putting if they are changing in a way that's kind of radically different from the way that you are changing. They may turn out to be a partier, and you may turn out to be a studier. They may turn out to be really quiet, and you want to be loud. There's a lot of things that could really change about them going into your first years living together. So, main thing is, you're not committing to anything for the rest of your life with a roommate, so that's good. If things fall apart, that's okay. It's college. That's kind of how things work in college. Try not to get too hung up on holding on to things that are changing. If you're going one direction, they're going a different direction. Just let them go and be them. You be you. If it happens to be that you both go the same direction, that's great. You may be friends forever. If it happens to be that you start drifting apart, that's okay too. It's fine. It's really all right that sort of thing's going to happen. You are growing into whoever you're going to be for the rest of your life, and so are they. And that may not always be compatible people. But through that process, make sure you're taking care of yourself. Make sure find out how to do laundry now if you don't already know. That's a big thing. That when all of a sudden you're now responsible for taking care of yourself, is you can clean yourself and present yourself in public. Take college. If you're going to be there, you're probably not paying for it, I would imagine, or if you are paying for it, even more so. Take it seriously. I wish I had taken it more seriously before I got to before I went to the Full Sail. You're wasting a lot of time and money if you're not going to class. You're really spending, and it's probably not your money. As someone who's about to be paying for 2 college educations in the next 10 years or so, thank you, Vis. Bigger budget age production. I don't know really how successful it's been. Sorry, hold on. Let me finish with college real quick, and then I will get to that. But yeah, figure out all those basic necessities of human maintenance. Be okay with things changing, and you don't have to hold on so tight to keep them from changing more. It's all right if they change. It's good. It's healthy. And then have fun, but go to class. You stop going to class, you will absolutely fall out of habit of going to class. In that you'll end up dropping classes, you'll end up having to scramble. Just go to class. Your life will be infinitely easier if you just show up. That's all you got to do to be successful in a lot of those classes. Just put your butt in the seat and then listen. If nothing else, a lot of times they'll just straight up flunk you if you're not there. So show up. Smarter if you go ahead and listen to what they're saying. And take notes. Study for the tests. Show up for the test. That's another good one. You'd be shocked at how many people don't do that. And have all the fun you can around all that. But make sure that you're there for the right reasons. Because if you're not, you could just go do something else with your time. You could easily go to a technical school. You can just get job experience. There's plenty of things that you could do with yourself that aren't going to college that may get you as good of a job as going to college. So just go there for the right reasons. Thank you, LT Moneybags. Pretty much every class I failed has been because I didn't go. Yep. And thank you, the Panda Man. Now, Vis, asking about big budget Achievement Hunter Productions. We've already talked about The Weird Place coming out. That's probably the next big thing I can think of. But it's already filmed. Thank you, Captain Ozark. As far as other things, oh hey, look, this is why you're supposed to do this one first. It's got the little Lego pop-off thing. This is for if you get a Lego that you shouldn't put there, you just go. Thank you, Gail Sear. And I should have opened that first. Should have done them in order. Anyway, so The Weird Place, we've already showed a trailer for that. I think at RTX. Is the trailer out online somewhere? Somewhere, probably. It'll be very reach out. Yeah, a lot of other people are giving great advice too for other things to do to be successful in college. But yeah, I don't know if the Weird Place trailer is up somewhere. Pieces of it, yeah. Is it a trailer? I don't even know. We've shown bits of it. I know, in different places, different venues, but Weird Place is coming out. Other than that, we've got to get through. We've got the live tour coming up at the beginning in January. We've got to film the rest of Achievement Hunter Season 2. There's just right now our main problem is just how do you get it all in and not get overwhelmed and still keep up with all our other content. We don't ever want to get to the point where, and I've seen this happen with a lot of other YouTube channels. Is they start getting live action stuff, and all of a sudden their normal content just kind of dries up. We don't want to end up like that. We want to make sure we're still putting out all the stuff that we have been putting out. That our YouTube channel stays, alive and doing well. And then all the stuff is on top of it. And kind of the weird thing looking at sorry, got distracted here for a second. Thank you, that Manitoba guy. Yeah, it's a really good idea, especially these days, because there it is. College degrees are not what they once were. Something seems wrong here. No, just at a very severe angle, I guess. Picture. Look like this one. Yeah, looks like that one. Okay, we're good. In fact, we're at that point. Click. Anyway, I was saying something. What was I saying? Thank you, Killionaire. Thank you, Kayla. Earlier on, saying honestly, online degrees is a new direction that sort of thing's going, and I think it may be a better direction for a lot of people, especially if they accurately reflect the decrease in the cost of a degree, because it's much cheaper for an online university than a physical university. You don't have to pay for a football team for one. I mean, that kind of thing. All the sports, which sports are actually, they largely pay for themselves. In fact, why their colleges are businesses these days, where they used to be places of education. Now it is more about extracting money from students than it is about teaching them anything, which is unfortunate. That's not me being cynical, and it's not to say that colleges aren't great for a lot of situations, but there's an awful lot of people that are going to college that are going to get out of college and realize that they have no useful skills or knowledge, because college doesn't usually teach you much of that. Unless you're an engineering degree. Thank you, Jadix. Or going to a further education, like getting a master's or something. Any food advice for while in college? Ramen doesn't always cut it. A lot of colleges have on-campus, or at least mine did, and I don't know if, I'm just going to assume that a lot of them do, have on-campus stores that you can maybe use meal plans at. If you've got a meal plan, that's a great way to just be lazy and have food. And there's nothing wrong with being lazy and having food. It makes sure you eat a lot of the time. In fact, for your first year at the very least, I do recommend just getting one so that you can adapt to being alive and having that sort of thing not provided for you. Doesn't hurt. That up. Thank you, the Death Medic. The Death Medic. Other than that, get yourself a few small pots and pans, things like that, and start learning how to use them. A pasta pot, great investment. Thank you, Kung Fu Waffle, the kind where you just drain it. It's got like a strainer top. I showed it in my cooking stream, I think, because I've got the same thing. I still use it to this day. It's amazing. Less things you have to clean because there's no colander. And don't be a dick. Do your dishes, because no one will want to live with you otherwise. If you're just one of those monsters that always abandons everything in the sink. Clean it while you're making it. You will be happy that you did. Make sure that you're happy with who you're living with, because nothing is more uncomfortable than trying to avoid someone that you sleep in the same room with. I promise. Speaking of pasta, thank you, Jax. You mentioned you had a story about pasta you cooked earlier. Did you finish that? And I missed it. Story about the pasta I cooked earlier? About the pasta I cooked earlier. I don't even remember having a story about the pasta I cooked earlier. I did cook pasta earlier. I have no idea. What did I say? Thank you, Nilo. Sounds the most recent episode was great. New locations that, well, we've finished season 1. filming anyway. I think have enjoyed every episode that we've done. I think the episode that's going to be the first episode of season 2 is particularly strong. So look forward to that one. Thank you, Kayla. That's exactly the best way to go, Kayla. Is anything with actual practical knowledge and information. If it's a degree program where you can't immediately think of what you'll be when you graduate, then you will be probably a waiter or a job of that ilk. And I don't mean that in a demeaning way. I just mean that when you graduate from school and don't have any work skills, then you're gonna have to get them somewhere. Thank you, Batman. 1999316. And that isn't necessarily bad. You should, in that moment when you graduate and have no practical work skills, you should take that job. Absolutely. Thank you, Liz. On the topic of college and roommates, I told you because I was mad Fred didn't get a class now lesson, but one of my roommates ended up being kind of a partier, and she would always wake me up at 3 a.m. when she came back to the dorm. Yep. That's the kind of thing you don't want. You need to get that, you get rid of that as soon as you can. Thank you, Night Star Dragon. Social experience, maybe people come to do bachelors, but do different colleges. I'm graduating with associates in communication this May. Many people want me to continue to a bachelor's, but to do so, I'll have to go to a completely different college. Honestly, I'm sick of school. What do you think you guys should do? Thank you, Night Star Dragon. I mean, far be it for me to give you actual advice for what you should really do here, but I can say. So the weird thing about getting jobs in the real world is it's not always about what degree you have or what piece of paper you've got, as it is about just being in the right place at the right time and being able to justify on paper that you can do something, even if your degree is an exact match for it. Never, ever, ever let them pigeonhole you on something. If you can get your foot in the door for an interview and charm them, that's great. But you got to get your foot in the toe, your toe in the door, and to do that, make sure your resume explains how your skill set, specifically your skill set, and not generically your skill set. You can't just be like, I have an engineering degree, so hire me for engineering degree or engineering job. Say what you know that other people might not know, and why you will be a good match for that job. Thank you, Mikey. You get a roommate like mine who'll stay before I'm screaming into his mic while playing. Yeah, I'd hate to live with a streamer. That would be even worse. My God. Yeah, so it's important to explain or make sure your resume reflects why whatever skills you have, and it can be life skills. Sometimes life skills are way better than just saying you have a degree in something, because if you have functional human skills, it's weird how rare that is sometimes. If it's like, well, okay, I don't have the perfect degree that you're looking for, but I know how to function in society, that weirdly works out in your favor a lot. If you can show up to the interview and have a conversation, and trust me, you don't have to be great at it. I'm an introvert. I hate talking to people. Weird, right? Thank you, Early. Don't be afraid to take a route outside of traditional schooling. That's also true. Having provable skills is going to beat having a degree any day. Thank you, Adaranga. Saying that I know how to do this and here's how I know how to do it can trump not having, or having the degree specifically on the listed in the requirement. So if you look at a job requirement and say, I know how to do that, but I don't have specifically the degree they're asking for, you should still apply for it, and in your application explain why you know how to do what they want you to do. Thank you, Nissa. Yeah, Nissa, people, you can BS your way into a job. I'm not saying I recommend it, but you absolutely can. Thank you, Crimson Coffin. If it's a job you think you know you could do, and don't be afraid to be a little wrong on that. Like, the worst happens is you end up getting fired, but there's not most cases, they really can't say much about why you were fired for something. So, if you get yourself fired, oh well, you'll be all right. They can say that you were laid off, but they can't really tell any of your next employer why. Thank you, Couch Brawler. Yeah, actually, the last 2 streams I did, I was playing it. I've since played it a little bit more, and it's growing on me. It's hard, really hard, but I think I'm enjoying it. Thank you, Mr. Hyde. So the college I'm going to is a trade school, which I assume still counts as a college. It does, because that could be more valuable in the coming days than college degrees. And I'll be taking the cybersecurity course. I want someone else to link that to a job at NASA because I want to be an astronaut. That's not childish. That's legitimately what may save our species. I figure it'd be best at least to have some history in NASA beforehand. Oops, wake up, computer. It's gone. At least have some history with NASA beforehand. Do you have any ideas for how to get your toe in the cybersecurity and NASA? I don't know that currently. That's a bit of a stretch. Now, at the moment, you maybe take the long view here. And to do that, I'm going to recommend that you start looking up what it takes physically to go into space, because it's pretty rigorous. And if you want to have a shot, at the moment we're not sending cybersecurity people into space. Sorry, there's really no call for it. But the things that are happening right now in the direction the planet's going, we're going to be having to look off planet potentially sooner rather than later. I'm not excited by that idea as much as I would like to be, because we're not built for other planets. Bill Nye definitely is correct about that. Humanity is really meant to be on Earth and not meant to be on another planet. But something's got to give here sooner rather than later. Especially when an administration that doesn't believe in me, regardless of whatever you believe, when an administration that doesn't believe in climate change releases numbers that say that we're doomed, essentially, and I'm not being hyperbolic about that. Like, we're in serious trouble. That's when an administration that doesn't believe in it says that it's happening. So we're in trouble. We are in a lot of trouble. I like to think that there are potential ways to solve this problem. This isn't political. This is scientific. I like to think that there are ways to solve this issue that are scientific that may result in us being able to stay on this planet. There's been some new developments in ways to trap carbon dioxide and turn it into physical products, which is actually a great step in the right direction. Because the more of those greenhouse gases we can remove from the air, the better chance of not all burning to death we have. Which is something I was hoping I would never have to worry about. But or drowning. We could still drown. That's also an option. Water comes up, the sun comes down. One or the other. Anyway, tying this back into cybersecurity. Thank you, technician. Thank you, Kayla, as well. So at the moment, no, we're not really sending anybody into space with a degree in cybersecurity, because there's nothing up there. There's no one intruding on your security in space. This is currently not really a problem. Oh, I put this in the wrong spot. Wait. But what we are looking at is a future here where we're sending people up there to live. When we're sending people up there to live in space, and potentially if we're going to save our species, then it'll be, if we're in that kind of moment where we're like, uh-oh, the world's in that much trouble, we got to get out of here. You need to be in the right place in the right time and have the right knowledge to be one of the people that are like, okay, we got to tap someone on the shoulder and send them. who's it going to be? That's when you got to be ready. That's your moment. I don't know if it's really going to be one that will ever happen, but if you're going to have a chance to seize it, that's probably going to be the day. The day when we have to abandon ship to go into space. That's your day, boo. That's when cybersecurity experts are needed in space. Larger picture than that, though. It's good to remember that just waiting for that moment applies to a lot of situations. Thank you, Mr. Hyde. Well, the requirements in a long time. Quantum physics master. Yeah. I mean, you gotta either be flying the ship or doing an experiment to go up there right now. Thank you, Shadow Silver Star. I surgery between the computer to the max. Using my head trying. Yeah. Well, as spaceflight gets easier to do, the range of people that will be able to do it will also expand. So that's some potential good news for anybody that can't at present go into space. The easier it gets, the less rigor it is on your body, the more people will get the chance to go. Right now, it's not cool. I mean, it's cool, it's awesome. Like, I would love to go to space. But it is real hellish on your body. There's a reason that not that many people go up there. It's a lot of G-forces. If your heart's not in a good position, there's a lot of things that could just explode when you're flying up into space. You're going to soak up a pretty hefty dose of radiation while you're up there. You're probably going to lose some bone mass if you're in 0G for any amount of time. It is not an environment that's good for you. Like, at all. Even though it's super cool. It's super cool, and I would love to go, but it's not nice. Killing all the humans really won't fix the problem, necessarily. We got a lot of cows, too, that need to go. They're farting out a lot of global warming. Did I miss any questions? I feel like a technician asked something. I love my Japanese minor, but I've been told many times that people's ways to have done something that wouldn't drag down my GPAs while being more useful. I can't say exactly wrong, but I feel like I'm better off doing something I enjoy. Yes, I agree, technician. You should 100% have something that's for you out of your college experience too. You know what you're probably going to grow up and do with all of the stuff that you're learning, but having having a minor in a foreign language like that can lead to unexpected opportunities. Japan is in a real weird state right now where they are seriously running out of people. And so, as a culture, they can occasionally be kind of xenophobic, but they're very soon going to need people. So, opportunities for people that can speak Japanese may be on the horizon. And so it's not necessarily the worst thing to have a minor in Japanese right now. And if it's something that you enjoy, do it, you know? Have some fun. College doesn't have to be 100% about just doing stuff that you got to do to live. You're allowed to occasionally make some choices that are for you. So many, even, I mean, USA is in the same kind of boat where we're not, I think our birth rates have fallen a lot. That way, the 5 is upside down. Always stressful to put the stickers on. Pretty good. Pretty good. Thank you, Zeke. Japanese is not that useful. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's a... Well... It's a really cool culture. I loved visiting. I would happily go back. A heartbeat. That's really cool. I like how that works. Um, and it's a high tech society over there, so they can absolutely figure a way out of that issue. Thank you, Aurelian. Like I say, if you can find something that you like doing, even if it's something you can't do as a career, it's worth pursuing. For me, finding something I enjoyed marketable still work. For now, as a machinist, running machine to make parts for refrigeration system, come along, blacksmithing, working on. Yeah, absolutely. Uh, finding that's the kind of stuff that's you can have as a hobby, and maybe sometimes, some days, it's weird where your hobby just suddenly becomes useful too. So, never be afraid of a skill that you have the opportunity to learn. Um, Thank you, Malice. Question for my wife. What advice would you give someone who is afraid of life, constantly stressed, doesn't find fun in things anymore, etc.? Ooh, that's a tricky one. Um, Let me see if the next ones are shorter questions. Thank you, Shadow. My mother seems like keeps trying to make me promise that I'll be safe if I go be an astronaut, and I have to keep saying that if I get in, they're gonna be on the back of a giant explosive. I can guarantee. You are correct. Space is a very dangerous place where everything is trying to kill you. 100% of the things that you encounter will be deadly. Um, you go for a walk, you're dead. So, but that isn't to say that it is not worthy of doing. So, and thank you, Marco. At this point now, where I recently got out of the military, going from job to job, trying to school wasn't for me. I know the things like doing my hobbies, but I can see myself doing anything. I don't know what to do. I feel like I'm just going day to day. Sometimes you just got to go day to day for a bit until you really find your niche. It's not always readily apparent, and sometimes you just gotta. It's okay to just survive for a bit. It's all right to just ride life and see where it's taking you. Now jumping back to Malice, uh, I'm not gonna, I'm not a psychiatrist, but what you're describing sounds like maybe it's not usually normal for a person to be so afraid of everything or to lack any joy in anything. Let me see how you phrase that exactly. What would you do if afraid of life, constantly stressing, doesn't find anything? If you don't find any fun in your life, if everything that you do is stressing you out, it's possible that there's something else going on there. It's not just that you are scared. Hard to say, and I'm not a psychiatrist, but if you're finding that you can't control your fear of life, then you definitely need to talk to one. You need to reach out to people. Thank you, Stephen Wonderful, and people way smarter than I am, because something's going on in your life that is causing you to not be able to participate in it. And I'm not saying this in a bad way when I say that that's not normal. I mean, it is unfortunate for you indeed, but it's not a critical thing. You need to accept, though, that something's going on, and that the best way to deal with it is to have a conversation with someone, um, and find out why it is that you're feeling that way. It could be that it's chemical. Could be that it's not. But you shouldn't have to live like that. You should be able to go out and enjoy things in your life. You should be able to not be so stressed all the time. And if you can't get to that point in your life, then you need to talk to somebody and find out why. I don't know. It's a hard question, and the only thing that can be done for people like that is to talk to someone and reach out to those people and try your best to inspire them with something that really makes them feel better. But that can't necessarily be your job. we always want to be there for our partners and do everything we can for our partners, but there are times when it's going to be beyond what you are capable of handling. And that's not a criticism of you either. There are just things out there that other people are going to be better equipped to deal with, and it is not a mark against you if you find someone to help you and help her. You just got to do what's right for everybody when you can. And sometimes it's too expensive, and sometimes you just got to kind of bear with it for a while. That sucks. But I can't speak to what the cause of her anxiety is. But there's not going to be a quick or easy solution to it. You just got to keep working at it every day and find something that works for you guys. Sorry, I wish I had a better answer for you, to be honest, but it is unfortunately one of those questions that is a little beyond my ability to answer. Even if I knew everything about you, if I knew everything going on in you and her life, I still probably couldn't tell you. People are just too complicated for that. Alright. I think I've mostly done a good job assembling this thing. Getting real close to the end point with this one. I've forgotten to do some things here. I'll get those on there. I distracted myself. I'll take my Cal 1 test for me. I don't think I could remember any Cal 1 at this point. Cal 1 was just derivatives, right? It's quick. Someone throw me a Cal 1 problem. Let's see if I remember how to do it. I doubt I can. Oh, and Malice, in the interim, I don't know what can be done to best help your wife, but having a great community around her, like these people, that helps too, I imagine. Okay, d or dx of 7x squared plus 2x minus 6. I believe that would be a derivative, so you would go to 14x plus 2, right? Because you take the exponent and multiply it by the number in front of x, and then you strike the non-variable. Cool, alright. I do remember some. I remember basic derivatives. Hooray for me. Crap. Where did this go? Oh, zombie. No. Don't you throw any logarithmic derivatives there. That's a natural log. I do know that. I don't remember that crap. The United Star Dragon asked I heard a question. Do you like French macaroons? I don't know. I really don't know. I don't remember the integral. That also, Cal 1 is not integration. There's no integration in Cal 1. I do remember that. What's that cap on the end of that thing, maybe? What did I... This feels like this should be on something. I don't remember seeing it anywhere. Yeah, there it is. It goes on here. That's where I messed it. There we go. When you have one of something, then it's definitely missed. Thank you, Deco Nuki. Thank you, BDG or BDGD877 and Noel and Noel. First impromptu solo is help me. It's crazy guys. And hey, happy birthday to both of us this week. Oh yeah, it is this week, isn't it? These probably went somewhere. Well, nothing's falling apart. I don't think... it depends on how many calculuses there were. I don't remember if integration was part of Cal 1 or not. Integration's not much harder than derivatives, except for all the special crap. It's when you have to do something that's not just like a straight equation. Thank you, Shadow. Did I forget my own birthday? I forgot that it was Thursday of this week. Yes, I did forget that. Zombie bait. I think I said zombie, right? Yeah, I missed the 3. Yeah, I don't remember natural log integration or derivatives. You know how long it's been since I had to derive something? I do, however, remember that the calculus-based physics, the equations for speed, acceleration, speed, acceleration, and was it position? Are the derivatives of each successive step, um, which I always thought was really cool. Velocity, that's it, velocity. Velocity, acceleration, and other one. Oh shit, math. Things just got real. Time, the velocity, acceleration, the work. Okay, sure. And jerk? That's a different direction. Jerk, acceleration, velocity, position. Oh, position was in there. Okay. I didn't completely make that up. Let's make a head. Poop poop. Spread them out. Make it so you can see everything. Loosen them up. Thank you, Gales here. Do you have a favorite D&D class / race? I think I with the first episode of or first season of Heroes and Half Witch, which is kind of my first time playing D&D. I went with Warlock, but traditionally in role-playing games, I am a rogue, which is why he became a rogue later. I went with Warlock just because I was trying to break out and try something new and just try something that was out of my comfort zone a bit more. And I'm glad I did, and then I'm glad that I switched to Rogue because Warlock gets kind of crap pretty quick. But Rogue is my go-to role-playing class. Thank you, Mr. Hyde. Last question for tonight, but before I call back into my lurker cave, you have to choose between following your dream and settling down and starting a family. Which would you choose? Most of the time, those are not going to be mutually exclusive. If you find yourself in a situation where you can only do one or the other, then I would really question the nature of why. What is it about one that is holding you back from the other? Oops, up there. Typically speaking, I mean, you can. Thank you, originally Jaden. A lot of people manage to successfully juggle both, so my answer initially would be do both. Otherwise, that's not something I could tell you, man. Depends on what your dream is. Families are very rewarding, but some people, they're not for everybody. Some people just are good doing their own thing. So, if that's you, then have at it. But I would say that there's probably a way that you can have both. Thank you, Violet's theme. AP Calc, AB is junior high school, and I'm glad I can actually keep up with the conversation. It took me a couple tries to get calculus, to be honest. Thank you, Kayla. I haven't had math class since 2014. I'm taking one next semester. Luckily, not calculus. Calculus 1 is actually not too bad. It's pretty straightforward once you get the ideas. Thank you, Crazy Asin. Like the sands in the hourglass. These are the days of our lives. And I just want to see the bits fall in the glass. Happy late early birthday. Thank you. Alright, let's see what we gotta put on here. It gets a green bit. Kind of a light, almost teal, not quite. He muttered to himself. because he must continue talking. Otherwise, all the people will stop watching. Weird state that I live in. So what I was saying earlier is it's weird because who would have thought that someone that is profoundly antisocial, which I am, would end up talking for a living. And I'm in no way complaining, to be clear. I'm more than happy to do this because as much as I'm an antisocial person, I'm also always love to be an entertainer, which is weird. It doesn't go together at all. Thanks, Spring. You have a favorite holiday movie? Mine is Love Actually. I have seen Love Actually. Holiday movie. You know, I've never seen. My favorite holiday movie is Scrooged. Absolutely. Die Hard is absolutely a Christmas movie. Don't let anyone tell you different. And is a solid Christmas movie. Christmas Story I've never seen. Strangely enough. I know all about it because people talk about Christmas Story all the time, and I've never seen it. There's BB guns and like lamps that shape like legs and all kinds of stuff, but I've never watched the movie. I watch Die Hard every Christmas. You should watch the good ones. The newest one, real shame. Real shame what they did to Die Hard. The one where they like go to Russia and then they get irradiated. That's what really should have happened. And I think what really fell apart for me in that one is they didn't write any dialogue. They don't have any. There's no dialogue in there. They really should have some. Someone should have written that movie. I'm sad that they didn't. Did I do bad there? I go there. Hmm. Hmm? Something's not right. I'm dissatisfied with the progress here. Ah, 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 ah. Many bits to make us watch the Christmas Story. I don't think that works that way. There we go. I put an extra thing on there. Didn't need to be there. That goes there. And yes, I did use my teeth like a monster. There are any dentists out there, I apologize. I was told that was terrible for your teeth. Rent a Christmas Story. Thank you, Fitz Games. Thank you, Sea Monkey, Sin Space. Rent a Christmas Story with the last of my bits. You know what? At this point, I feel like I should watch it just because it's such a part of the Christmas zeitgeist. I don't even think I used that word right. And we'll just finally understand what it is that it's all about. Maybe I'll understand Christmas better. Who knows? Yeah, it's on every station forever, right? Whenever it's Christmas time. Uh-oh, I'm gonna sneeze. Feel it. Oh, right on Emma's head. It's okay. He's done worse to me. Anyway, as I was saying, yes, as weird as it is to be a profoundly antisocial person, entertainment is actually something I really enjoy. So, I have a very conflicted nature. Ooh doo doo. But I suck at networking. That's why Jack and Jeremy are so good at it. But they're always going to all those other conventions and like they know people in the industry, and I suck. I wish I was better at it. I really wish I was better at it. I just don't know. I don't know how to schmooze. I don't know how to have that conversation. It's astounding to me when Michael's good at it. You know, you see him all over Twitter, like hanging out with Chef Mike. Why Chef Mike didn't include me in his list? I'm not good at smoozing. I'm not a smoozer. I'm not a networker. I'm just bad at it. And that's a life that I'm not making excuses. Here's the thing: anytime someone is just like, I'm just bad at it, it's just the way it is. I mean, that's just saying that you're too lazy to fix it. Um, Anything with practice, you can learn how to do. Hey, Nizza, you're what Mike Myers calls a site-specific extrovert. Pretty much, yeah. Like, I could be better at networking. I could, I'm sure if I worked hard enough at it, I could figure it out and I wouldn't be bad at networking anymore. But, I'm probably not gonna. So, that being the case, you know, it is entirely my own fault that I'm bad at it. And I accept that. I'm not looking for anyone else to blame. Hey, Mushu Bug. Watch Christmas Story before someone finds something offensive in it and take it off the air. Look, it's held the test of time at this point. Thank you, Shadow. How does talk to people? What are words people are scared? It's not necessarily. I'm not scared of social situations. Thank you, JJ Ram. That was the first time I realized you wanted to be an entertainer. Oh, one thing and then the other. I'm not. Nothing about a social situation scares me. So like RTX, totally fine. I mean, I'm just used to it. That's what I do. I go on stage. I actually though didn't really hit that point until very late, considering, because I grew up. I've told the story a million times before, so I'm gonna apologize to any of you that have heard it before. But when I was growing up, my father was the stage manager at the Springer Opera House. When I was younger, he eventually got a different job. But when I was younger, and but I still remember he was stage manager at the Springer Opera House, and my mother was actually performed in a couple plays that I remember. I was even they tried to talk me into being in one of them as it was the production of Pippin, um, and I was too shy. I just was not ever going to feel comfortable doing that at that age. And even then, I feel it when I'm doing certain things. I had to go to a restaurant and film myself for something um, recently, and it was just me and the camera, and I just felt so awkward being that guy that was in there. Like, I could never be one of those solo blogger type people that are just like go into public and just sit there and just talking loudly to a camera. And that feels so unnatural to me, uncomfortable. Maybe that's just the good Southern boy. Don't you know make a lot of noise in public and disturb people or whatever. But um, it was somewhere around my senior year in high school. Actually, it's weird. That is what somewhere in my senior year in high school, I just kind of broke. Um, I resisted doing any plays all through high school, really through most of through school period. I just hit a point where I just stopped caring. Like I never hugely fit in high school. I got along well with plenty of people, but I went to a smaller high school. I was not like a hugely popular person. I was not an unpopular person. I was just kind of neutral, just one of those people that was there. Um, Played football, but it's not like I was great at football or I just existed in high school. I was not the main character of the high school drama in which I found myself. Um, and then yeah, I don't know. Somewhere around my senior year, I just kind of decided I'd perform in a couple of the plays. I started just trying a bunch of new things. Like I just did whatever. Nothing. That sounds illicit, but honestly, it's completely not. Like Still didn't drink, still didn't do anything else. Didn't have a girlfriend at the time, so was more or less behaving myself. But I was just doing whatever. Like any, I tried plays, I tried, um, gosh, what else did I try in that period? Just was kind of like decided to who gives a crap. That's when I did football, or sorry, that's when I my brain is just gone. Modeling. That's the when I got talked into doing the going out for the modeling tryout. Um, so all of that was kind of rolled into one. One act play competition. That was when I sort of discovered theater. It was around that age. I don't know why I waited that long because I had lots of opportunity before that. Be an entertainer, and I've never been able to go back after that. That was just kind of I couldn't get rid of the desire to do it. Not that I really tried. Put that in upside down. Did I? Did I? I did. All right. There we go. Nom 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 nom. But that's comfort to any of you. You too can be an introvert and still succeed in entertaining people. It's a weird world we live in where anything is possible with the power of the internet. All right, that looks correct. Step 100 completed. We may finish the yellow lion and call that a night, and I'll see if I can keep him alive for another couple days and continue working. Voltron is a mighty project. You must construct additional pylons. Thank you, Beth. Introverts unite from a distance, because you know. Thank you, Beth. It's okay to be an introvert. It's definitely an extrovert's world. Thank you, BDG. Thank you, Liz. Speaking of high school, so you know how in movies and stuff, the cheerleaders were the popular girls. At my school, the cheerleaders were lame. Also, I was a cheerleader. That is shocking. Wrong with you, Bones? Why do you keep going to sleep? Ooh, that one's all silvery, metallic looking. That's cool. I like that a lot. Maybe it's I-beams. Boop, boop, boop. I feel like that's right. Really? Something's not right here. I don't like it. No? That just go on there like that? Seems very not right. It's all dippy in the middle. Alright, whatever. Trust the thing. It knows what it's doing. Eh? 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 Wait a minute. And then you put that there. Oh, and it sticks on here? Alright. You say so. I'm trusting it. My trust is waning slightly. But it's coming together, so alright. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. You suspect instructions. You look a little silly, but I think I'm gonna go with you on this one. Thank you, crazy Asian? Is it Asian, maybe? You and Michael ever stream StarCraft? Olivia wants to be an astronaut and found moon rocks and places them in your bed. Yes, no. Livy has placed plenty of rocks in my bed. I don't know that she's ever mentioned specifically wanting to be an astronaut. Who knows? Now that we've Michael and I have finally beaten Star Trek. Maybe it's time for StarCraft to have its day. I do love that game, and I would happily play it. thank you, Vis. Are you still interested in theater? Just curious, you don't seem to. Are you still interested in theater? Just curious since you don't seem to now. I would love to go back and do more stage productions. The closest I can get these days is doing scripted things at work, which I am not often in. Sorry, anybody that was thinking Achievement Hunter scripted. Only script we get is the stuff that's like, here's the details, idiot, and I'll talk about it. Okay, yeah. So it's kind of fun to still do that occasionally through work, but trying to actually audition for community theater and do all that would be a little hard with my schedule. Thank you, Bryflow. Life or death question: would you rather own one dog-sized and then some symbols I can't really read? Oh, and thank you, TILR. I missed that. I was the kind of guy who just went to school, college for classes, then went home and ended up dropping out. But hey, might get a job with the U.S. federal government. Hey, nice. Plastic keyboard. One dog-sized bear or 40 bear-sized dogs. I would have to go with one dog-sized bear just because it seems like the upkeep would be less. Man, I missed it. Part again. There. I don't know. I think I missed that same step on the last one. There we go. Easy to fix, though. One dog-sized bear or 40 bears. Yeah, I gotta go with the one dog-sized bear, because, I mean, come on. Who can take care of 40 bear-sized dogs? That's insane. Who would want to? Answer is no one rational. There we go. Thank you, Vagabond M. On top of StarCraft, StarCraft 2 co-op is a ton of fun. 2 people, actually, which I've never played. Releasing new commanders pretty regularly. I didn't actually know that they were still updating that. That's kind of cool. Yeah, I've never actually played the co-op of StarCraft 2. I mean, that is something that has been on my radar to do for a while. We just haven't gotten around to it. There's a long list of things that we just haven't gotten around to. Which is, in a way, good, because that means that we are working as hard as we can be. You run out of hours in a day a lot, then that means that you are kicking ass about as hard as you can be. Here? Oh, yeah, look at that. Nice. Or it means that life is kicking your ass about as hard as it can be. I suppose there's two sides to that coin. Sometimes you have to take the good with the bad, I suppose. That is, after all, the facts of life. Go. Like his little line head. Good. We'll make another tire here. This one's got 2 tires. But why? Because it still only calls for 1. We slap together some legs real quick, and that's 2 lines down. This will be every Sunday for the next 3 years. Bonk. The fireside chat with Lego. Bonk. I'll just find out all about movies that I should have watched and never watched, and boop, boop, boop. There we go. Very nice. Can't wait to find this shattered on the floor. I'm not cynical. No. They really like giving that piece extra. Also, some of these definitely were supposed to go somewhere. I'm confident that I messed up a little bit. Maybe right there. Yeah, there's one. I think I left off a little bit of the mouth. Ah, found a piece that was supposed to be used. Thank you, Ja. But I think it's been a tough few days dealing with loss in family and planning arrangements and everything. So sorry to hear that. It's everyone deals with that kind of thing differently, and thanks for being here to kind of get it out of your mind for a bit. Thank you, Fluxphage. More life advice time. About to go into college and hopefully one day work in theater as well. Is minoring in video editing. Eventually work in RD one day and do much handle first year of college. Well, you aren't necessarily do much for your minor in first year of college. Never have it in your mind that you're going to go work for RT or an RT-like company, because almost invariably you will not get that job. Don't make something like that kind of your driving focus. Make figuring out what makes you happy your driving focus, because RT jobs come and go, and sometimes there is one, and most times there's not. And if you're too focused on trying to get a job at RT, then you're going to miss actual opportunities that will be much better suited and possible. No one really tries to get a job at RT and lands it on purpose. You kind of end up accidentally working for RT. Or any company of that ilk. So never, just go ahead and put that out of your mind. I'm not saying that you will never end up working at RT. I'm saying trying to work at RT is not necessarily going to work out any better than not trying to work at RT. If you're trying to get a job there, you're more likely to accidentally into it than you are to on purpose. And video editing is one of those skills that can be proven very easily through a reel. So whether you have a degree in it or not, being able to show a body of work is is probably more important than, especially for smaller companies or more flexible companies like RT, where you could probably get by with a kick-ass reel faster than or better than just being able to say, look, I have a degree in something. So, plus, if I'm honest, the stuff that you can learn in college for video editing is not that hard. You can probably just get a book on Adobe Premiere or Final Cut or whatever your video editing software of choice is, and learn all the technical details of editing that you could want in an afternoon. The tricky part is knowing how and why and where to apply those things, finding timing, finding rhythm, figuring out what it's like to actually edit something. You're better off just getting stuff and editing it for two reasons. One, you get a reel out of it, and two, you actually learn that stuff. Now, what college might help you with in that regard is that you are doing that work. That's what a lot of your college courses would be, is them saying, all right, now edit something for this or edit something for that, and then you have to sit down and do it, and then they're going to grade it. But just having a keen eye and kind of looking at what people are doing can, in a lot of ways, kind of help you with that same situation. I don't know that I answered your question at all. There were several more that popped after that, though. Let's see. Nissa, I'm curious. Suppose you were death row. What would your last meal going to be? Ooh. Don't know. Like so many things. Good question. Thank you, Kate Blackstar. Yeah, it's probably just like a really good steak. Yeah, it's a little boring, but you know, at that point, who cares? Just whatever. Just feed it to me. I don't care. I'm more concerned about the dying part. So someone I know always. Well, no, there's a variation to that question. That what would your last meal be? Not presuming death row. Death row. Um, and they said, well, people is how they responded to that question. Last thing I would eat, if the last meal I would eat would be people, and what their mindset was they're not saying, or they're to them they're not talking about being on death row. They're just thinking, if I'm at the last moment of possible survival, what would I do to survive? And that would be eat somebody. Um, so it's a very interesting, different way to take that mindset, or that, like the old question of if there's three ravens on a wire, and you shoot one, how many ravens are left? None, because the rest of them done fucked off because they don't want to get shot. But yeah, so the last meal idea is that I would, or in that person's mind was, I'll eat somebody. So I thought it was kind of an interesting twist on the question. I think I probably said steak. Maybe a human steak. Who knows? Let's see. Pirate Queens, thank you, said, I'm going to Japan in March, April, and was wondering what recommendations you have for things to do. See you while I'm there. Thanks, vlogs, and you guys took it like you had an awesome time. We did have an awesome time, and pretty much everything that you saw me do in Meg's vlogs, I would absolutely recommend. And that is more or less the sum total of my experience there. So I don't know that I could add anything to what you saw in those. But that's not a bad thing. It's actually good because it means that you know exactly what I know about being in Japan. And it's a really, really fun time. I just liked walking around. I mean, honestly, I didn't even have to be doing anything to be having a good time. I just like immersing myself in the culture. So, you don't necessarily have to have that much of a plan. Just go and see what you want to see. Whatever strikes you. Let's see. Eldritch said, came for Legos and got a good advice stream. Thanks. It's been a relaxed stream besides the existential dread stuff. Alright, you gotta mix those in there sometimes. Thank you, Beth. You excited about visiting new parts of Australia? I am, though I don't know that I'll get to see them that much. I mean, I'm gonna be in and out of there pretty quick. In most cases. And it's a lot of travel and a lot of we'll dip into a place and we'll have a meetup, then we'll do a show, and then we'll be kind of out the next day. So I'm really looking forward to it. I love traveling. I would happily do it. I don't, whenever I go to these things, anticipate that I'm going to get to do anything touristy, though. This is a very different kind of trip than that. I'm going to show up in a place, I'm going to do a show, going to meet some people, and then I'm going to fly out and do it all over again 3 times, and then probably go home. So it's kind of like a lightning round for us. But I always love seeing new places, so that part is really cool. I just like going places and laying eyes on them. I don't know, it's really weird. Just like saying, I've been there. I saw it with my eyes. With my eyes. Go. Alright, let's see. Kate subscribed, thank you so much. Flux said, answered it perfectly. Thank you. I've been worrying about this for months, and that honestly helped me so much. I'm glad it helped. Just, do you. Figure out what, don't worry so much about where you're going to be in 4 years right now. Settle into where you are. Thank you, Tiller. Going off the death row question, how about instead of last meal, last game? Ooh. Last game. The most dangerous game, obviously. I don't know. I would hope there would never be a last game. Boop. Thank you, Irish Dude, for subbing. Thank you, Beth. Alright, hypothetical. I've been asking folks, in a proper survival situation, Would you rather eat your own pet or a human you don't know? Both are alive at the time. Hmm. Look, I love my animals. I really do. But in the situation, my long-term survival is probably more benefited by a human that can help me than a dog that might not be able to. Just saying. Kind of depends on the situation. I'd eat the one that's going to be least useful to me in the future. That's what I'm going to say. If if I was in a situation where Maya would be more useful to me in the future, I'll eat the person. Human will feed me for longer. I'm not ruling out that I'm still going to eat the person. Let's be honest. It's person isn't off the menu. At that point, they're just saved for later. Uh, they're not free and clear. They may yet have their time, but uh, thank you, JJ Ramps. Living in South Louisiana, I always find it amusing that y'all refer to Central LA and above as the Bayou. Central Louisiana and above. We'd love to get you in the airboats to show you the. Well, Jeremy and Matt went to. Actually, did go down to the Bayou. I haven't really been to the Bayou yet, but I've heard it's terrifying. Eat the person before the person eats you. I'm not concerned about that. I can take them. Wow, that is all right. So it's 11:30. I think the first one took me about an hour and a half, 2 hours. I think the second one took about the same. So it's about an hour and a half per lion. Um, we have two done, and the black lion is bigger. So I imagine that it's going to take even longer for that one. Day Night Star Dragon. Send your package to arrive on the 4th, 5th. Marked perishable. Please watch for it. Also, you can freeze them, and they will keep for a very long time. Interesting. All right, 4th or 5th. I'll keep an eye open for it. Let's see, orange things near the Diet Coke cans. This is the Lego popper. So if two Legos get stuck together, you use this to pop it loose. So I think that may be where we call it a night. Again, thank you to everybody that supported We Leftover Pieces. On the night we have 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 25 leftover pieces. Thank you, BDG. Thank you, Jadix. Hang in there, okay? Everybody take care of each other. That's a big thing. This is, anybody that's having... Oh, Malice, I hope I said something in my rambling, incoherent answer that was loosely useful. But, hey, Katie. Read to me, please, sir. Okay, we can do a bedtime story. If I can get to it. Hard to read from over here. I mean, everything out of the way. I'm gonna have to protect this with my life. What do you think? We got 1,200 people here voting presently. Should I try and finish this up on the next stream or go back to playing video games? Thank you, Geronimo. Thank you, Stiller. Oh yeah, look at that. Thigh video. There, now you're looking at you. Thank you, Raven. Finish, finish, finish. Alright. I'm gonna run out of advice pretty soon, you realize. Read the instruction manual. That would be funny. I think Liz wants me to read because I'm pretty sure hers is up next. Alright, let's do that. Open Discord. Okay. Thank you, Delta. Sorry, Emma. Alright. Man, the kids are gonna destroy these. I'm gonna have to protect them. I'm gonna lock the door. Alright. Roll back in here, excuse me. I just said excuse me to a table. Where's the frame rate bad? There we go. Okay. Wrong one. I'm so close to you now. All right. Come on, load. And story time. Liz has requested Unlost by the Maine. I'm unfamiliar with this work. Is it a song? Okay. Okay. I always do these things a disservice because by the end of the night, my throat's all like, Excuse me. Okay. I think I'm clear. I'm not looking for anything in particular, but I'm far more desperate than you think. I wonder what it's like to be the universe, experiencing itself ironically. I need some space to run around. I'll always have the underground. I'll build my road despite the cost. I'm not looking to be found. No, not at all. Unaware of where I'm going, or if I'm going anywhere at all. But I know I'll take the leap if it is worth the fall. So long as the blood keeps flowing, I'll set a sail and swim across. I'm not looking to be found, just want to feel unlost. With my eyes closed, this feels like home. Adrift in my own head. And all I really know is, whatever this is, it doesn't get easier. So take it slow. Just take it slow. Between the silence and the sound, I'll never lose the underground. I'll build my road despite the cost. I'm not looking to be found. No, not at all. Unaware of where I'm going, or if I'm going anywhere at all. But I know I'll take the leap if it's worth the fall. So long as the blood keeps flowing, I'll set a sail and swim across. I'm not looking to be found. No, not at all. The world is ours, but for a flash. And you are not allowed to be anybody else. Control what you can, confront what you can't, and always remember how lucky you are to have yourself. It is very pretty. Good choice, Liz. All right, everybody. All the Lukes out there in Luke Land. I hope you have a wonderful couple days. Take care of each other. Again, that's one important message from tonight. I'll be back on Tuesday. I probably will not stream Thursday, come to think of it, because that's my birthday. But maybe I'll do Wednesday or Friday instead. We'll see. Anyway, I hope you all have a wonderful couple days, and we'll pick this up hopefully Tuesday. Good night, everybody. Thank you, Katie. And thank you, Delta. I missed that one. And thank you, Raven Bloodbane. I think I missed one in there too. And okay, there we go. You know, unboxing stream will get uploaded sometime. I missed it. I want to see if someone opened my package. I have no idea. Hopefully. Hopefully it will, but I'm not sure. It crashed when the internet went down, so that may be a problem, but I'm not sure. Okay. I don't know though. Sorry. Good night, everybody.